Hi everyone, I'm Jen. I'm in my new place filled with her things and mine, so I've got a smaller infinity walk that I walk. But I wanted to say hi because I don't know, the past 24 hours I've been sleeping a lot, sort of like hibernating bear, and Reese, I'm sorry that I fell asleep on you. And I've talked with some other people, and I've just been like sleepwalking my way through stuff. So I'm awake now, or sleep talking my way through stuff. So I'm awake, and wanted to say that I saw, Helen, I saw your last video, and it just brought back memories of how I used to have things, if I would think it, that would come, like playing games and rolling dice. But what it does is, even as a young adult, people are very uncomfortable with that and angry. Specifically, my husband at the time, but other people get upset too. So I've learned to pull back. And like 2 years ago, I was at this diner with a man who was not from the States, and at this diner we play games, and it was the last time I was going to be in that location because I was going to move that following month, so I knew I was never going to see these people again. And so he wanted to play an American game. So we ended up playing Yahtzee instead of the usual Euro games and stuff. But Yahtzee's a fun game. And it involves, in case you don't know, involves with dice, and you play with 5 dice and you try to get certain combinations. And so since I wasn't this, I know this was rude on my part, because I thought I'll just go ahead and try what I used to do and just think it, and then the dice that you want gets rolled. So I ended up getting like a dozen Yahtzees. For some reason, I want to say Monopolies, but Yahtzees. And Yahtzees is if you get the same number of any number all at one time. And so, and I would pull back, like if, after the second Yahtzee, then I would pull back and try not to think of any combination so that I wouldn't be too far ahead of the game. But anyhow, I ended up getting a total of it, and he was very uncomfortable and kind of shocked. He was a really kind man. He did not get angry, but you could just tell there was the shock factor of like, how is this possible to get that, to get Yahtzee so many times in a row, so within a game. Anyhow, that's one experience that I did recently, fairly recently. Another one was after my divorce and after my oldest was gone, we moved into a small apartment, and my daughter had a sleepover, and we were playing Yahtzee, and it was getting late, so it became, well, first we were playing let's pretend we're a different character. So I was Letitia with long nails and long dreads, and I was talking like with a New York accent. I was pretending I was trying to be Puerto Rican. Anyhow, of after this girl that I knew, and then they played different characters. But then that got too fun and loud, so as we were nearing midnight, I said we need to play Whispering Yahtzee. And then they're like, but what if we get Yahtzee? Which we'd never gotten up to that point. What if we get Yahtzee? Well, who's going to get Yahtzee? Um, I said, well, then you can yell, Yahtzee! These children kept getting Yahtzees, and I think it's because what your intention is, what your focus is on, if you're wishing, praying, manifesting, whatever verb you want to use, a rose by any other name is still a rose. Mandela joke. They wanted it, and they got their Yahtzees, and they were yelling Yahtzee all night long. It was, and that was only one game, because I said you can't play anymore. We were too loud for the neighbors. But so that was another example. The other thing is tossing trash in. I don't know if you saw that. Tossing trash in into a basket, or laundry into a laundry basket. I can somehow always make it, but I've learned not to do it while other people are looking, because they don't make it all the time. I remember, I don't know if I was in junior high, it was after I moved to the States, and I was trying to acclimate and even though I'm American, I was always the American abroad, so I wanted to be like the Americans. So I dropped the letter S at the end of yes, so I can be American and say yeah. And people just don't make it when they throw things into the laundry basket or trash basket. So, I learned how to do that too. And but it was weird because I could throw it and I could be at any angle. And I didn't watch basketball at the time, but I found it intriguing. Maybe I don't think there was basketball in junior high, so probably high school. I found it intriguing that they spent so much time angling the ball and their body and to make it, to dunk it. So whatever. I'm not saying I can do this all the time. I'm just saying I used to be able to do stuff not knowing that you weren't supposed to do it. And so I went out of my way to learn not to roll the dice or throw stuff into containers. That said, I learned to unlearn it. But then I was at another example of this Coinkydinky making it is I was a temp at a temp agency actually. Was just filing files, and I think I've talked about it in my previous channel, where I was in this place where the drawers to file the files were not even in correct order. Like the letter S got too big, so then the expanded folders of the letter S are in a totally different location, so they're not even in a row, and it's just things were not labeled properly. So, I just, I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could open the right drawer for the file that I'm trying to file? And that started happening. And then I thought, because I noticed it, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if I opened the right drawer? And you know how you go like this with your fingers to try to find the right hole, but you stick your finger in between files to start off with, and then you see if you have to go forward or backward to place that file that you're trying to file folder that you're trying to file. And and I said, wouldn't it be great if where I dip my finger would be close to where I actually wanted it? So not only pull the correct drawer open, but actually dip my finger in and have it be close to there instead of further down or back. And that happened. And then I thought, I was starting to get a little creeped out by it, but I thought, this is making my job so easy. What if I opened the drawer, the correct drawer, put my finger in the correct spot, and not just have my file folder belong near it, but actually belong in that spot that my finger randomly, poked its finger down into. And that happened. Scared me. I let it happen less than a dozen times. You'd think I would let it keep going because it made my job really easy, but it was too scary. Like, it felt unworldly, and at that point I had already seen dead people, so I don't know why that would scare me more than seeing a dead person. It's because I don't get scared when I see the dead people. They're always kind. But I don't know. I just wanted to share that these coinkydinks, I think, are related to whatever we are putting our attention on is creates our reality. So whether intentionally or unintentionally, we're exposing ourselves to something that is the reality that's created, right? So what are you doing to write your reality? Are you just floating around and letting other people decide what your reality is? Are you being taught by symbols in your everyday currency to make your current, what I said before about the money 2013 rabbit hole? Like, there's a lot more to the money thing. There are all these symbols in currency with a CY. You see it every day, and what if what we see currently keeps creating our reality? And who's writing your script? Are you just rolling the dice, or are you thinking about what you want? And more importantly, for me, why aren't we doing this for good? Not just to win a game, but to actually, be it for good. Maybe it's not supposed to work for winning a game. I don't know. probably does for people who want it to, but lots of ramblings, and I love you. Sorry I fell asleep on you, Reese, and I'm sorry about all the other people. Wasn't really with it, and here's bloop, another sleeping bear. I love you. Love you guys. Bye.